I will be honest. I have introduced a lot of valedictorians in my career, and they are all remarkable people. One runs out of superlatives. Here is a small sampling of things said about Sara Guto, our valedictorian, by her teachers. There were times when I definitely viewed her as a collaborator as much as a student. Sara is completely prepared for college work after an outstanding year in our AP class. I appreciated her focus and intelligent nature. These are not small compliments. They're not throwaway comments said about everyone every year. Wonderful tributes though they are, however, they are not unique to Sara. Indicative of a notable desire, dedication, and drive though they be, they are not unique to Sara. Not many get such accolades, but there are others who do. They are a sign of a rare and happy combination of intelligence, tenacity, curiosity, and joy of learning. But they do on occasion occur in a student. So what might we say that truly belongs to Sara? I will steal a few sentences from a colleague. What distinguishes Sara from other academically accomplished students is her maturity and self-awareness, her complex way of seeing the world and her place in it. She is an exemplary human being. Sara cares. She wants to make things better. She sees herself as part of a larger whole, one that transcends her. That is not something one encounters in everyone, and is particularly rare in a person of her age, as self-absorption is the default mode of teenagers. Nearly all of my interactions with Sara came about because she reached out to me about something that she was interested in that would make GSA better. But even this quality, this generosity of spirit, does not completely capture her, for it all makes her sound too serious. And so we have still missed the mark, or at least not yet hit a bullseye. She is serious, of course. You cannot achieve as she has if you are not. But Sara has this little, almost sly smile, one that says, I may be serious, but I am having a good time in here. And in that, we see her true wisdom. Life is challenging and meant to be met head-on. But there is a beauty at its core to be celebrated. I think she has already had a glimpse of that beauty, a beauty that transcends our day-to-day lives. And that is truly remarkable, something that can be said about very few valedictorians. It is a great pleasure to introduce the 2020 GSA Valedictorian, Sara Guto.
Good afternoon. When I was a little girl, my favorite book was Harold and the Purple Crayon by Crockett Johnson. For those of you who don't know, Harold and the Purple Crayon is a story about a little boy named Harold who uses his large purple crayon to draw to life the creations of his imagination. Harold decides to take a walk in the moonlight, but there is no moon, so he draws one. There is no path to walk on, so he draws that too. Harold takes himself on adventures through a forest and an ocean, through the sky and a city, and draws a solution to every problem he comes across, always with the moon to light his way. Harold doesn't get overwhelmed by the problems he faces. He simply takes them one at a time, lets himself be creative, and sometimes even makes mistakes, but he always keeps moving forward. As a little girl, I loved the stories of Harold for their excitement and happy endings. And of course, my favorite color at the time was purple, so Harold and I were fast friends. Now, looking back, I love Harold's stories because they show creativity, curiosity, ingenuity, and a promise that you can always solve the problems you encounter if you put your mind to it. When I think about the George Stevens Academy class of 2020, the same traits come to mind. Our creativity can be seen through the world history projects that line the gym hallway during our sophomore year, the music that bursts from the band room every day, and the art created and displayed at the end of every school year. Our curiosity is seen in every question asked and every moment of learning. Our ingenuity is shown when class members build their own planes and rebuild the engines of their cars. And our problem-solving abilities? Just look at where we are now. Over the past few months, our world has been turned upside down, and we have all had to adjust to the new way of life and learning. With the way I have seen my classmates rise to this challenge, I am confident when I say the members of the class of 2020 have the ability to face any challenge the world throws at us, and I know there will be many. Today marks the end of one chapter and the beginning of the next. For some, that means the start of college in the fall and the excitement of new friends and experiences. For others, it means beginning the process of searching for a job or starting a new business. For all, it means venturing into the unknown with the courage to face what awaits us and the curiosity to see what tomorrow holds. We each stand at a precipice with a decision to make about how we want to shape our own future. We will be pushed and pulled, challenged and encouraged. We will triumph and we will fail. We will have good days and we will have bad days. But every experience will shape us into the people we will become and the mark we will leave behind. Through all the days and years ahead, my hope for the class of 2020 is that each and every one of us finds something we are passionate about and something we want to improve in our world. We each have a voice, we each have something worthwhile to say, and it is our duty as the next generation to stand up, speak out, and act on what we believe, whatever that may be. The problems of our lives and the problems of the world can often feel overwhelming. We can often feel small, unimportant, and insignificant by comparison. But if we listen to Harold, hold on to our purple crayons, and break the larger problems into smaller pieces we can manage, we can change the world around us into the world we want it to be. We can draw to life the creations of our own imaginations. So, class of 2020, I ask you to pick up your purple crayons and look at this incredible place we get to call home. Travel far and wide, or just down the street, but find something you are passionate about, draw your moon to light your way, and work to make this world a better place than it was yesterday. I'd like to leave you with a quote from one of my favorite authors, Catherine Valente. Life is beautiful, and life is stupid. As long as you keep that in mind, and never give more weight to one than the other, the history of the galaxy, the history of a planet, the history of a person, is a simple tune with lyrics flashed on screen and a friendly bouncing disco ball of glittering light to help you follow along. Cue the music, cue the dancers, cue tomorrow. Thank you.